4-0 Eagles take on the 2-2 Broncos at home this week at 1 o'clock. Coy Camiscioli, Philly Sports Talk here, going to preview the game, break down Eagles' keys to victory, injury reports, and my prediction for the matchup. So, the Broncos, again, they're 2-2 coming into this one. They're coming off a blowout win against the Bengals. That's not really saying too much, though. The Bengals without Joe Burrow, honestly, a bottom 5 team in the NFL. It seriously looks like it. The defense is horrible, and the offense can't run without Joe Burrow. So, I'm not too concerned with them coming off that big win. But some big news for the Eagles. Nakobe Dean's practice window has opened up, and he is stoked to be back. He was even a limited participant in practice on Wednesday. So great news here from Nakobe Dean. Obviously, our linebacker depth is going to be really deep with Zach Bond and Jahad Campbell already, which is something the Eagles have really never had until last year with a deep linebacker room. So it's really good to hear. Obviously, the Eagles are coming off their win against the Buccaneers this past week. They held on late towards the end. That second half was kind of ugly. The offense didn't complete a pass in the second half, which is very concerning. So I'm hoping Kevin Patullo figures something out. I'll talk about that in a bit. We'll talk injury reports first. For the Eagles, Nakobe Dean, again, he was limited in Wednesday's practice. Dallas Goedert, he was limited on Thursday with a knee injury. He should be good to go for Sunday. Grant Calcaterra, he did not participate in Thursday's practice. So Eagles could potentially have a tight end problem going into this game, but again, I doubt it. I believe Goddard's going to play. Broncos really have nothing crazy going on in their injury reports, so really nothing for both teams, if I'm being honest. And I just want to start by saying this. I genuinely believe this Eagles team goes back-to-back if the offense gets going. Because once all this pressure is off the defense, I seriously think we are unstoppable. But I talked about it in the recap of the Eagles and Buccaneers game of how, Vic Fangio runs the bend-don't-break kind of defensive scheme. And when we're just getting 3 and outs or we're just not competitive on offense, we're giving the ball consistently back to the side, it kind of ruins the scheme because they're just chipping away with points every drive. So, things have to be a little bit different on offense. I know Jalen Hurts has been talking with Kevin Patullo during the game. We've seen it. A.J. Brown took to Twitter after last week's game, but he later apologized throughout the week, talking about how this is home, this is where he wants to be. He loves it here. So, I don't know. I see all the mock trades of A.J. Brown. I just think it's the most dumb thing you've ever seen. And if you actually knew what you were talking about, you know that the dead cap hit is pretty much impossible to take on. Not impossible, but for the most part, it's not happening regardless. He's not getting traded. So, Denver has good defense, and they have a solid offense as well. So, this could be a tough game. This Eagles team, we're not going to go undefeated. I'm going to let you in on that. That would be awesome. It's not going to happen. 4-0 right now. You can't go undefeated with a coordinator problem like this. So, eventually, they're going to lose. I don't think it's going to be this week, but I would not be surprised. I said that 2 weeks ago. I expected them to lose to the Rams a couple weeks ago. I thought they were going to lose, which they didn't. Great stuff. I knew they were going to win last week. This one, I think they're going to win, but again, I could see it happening. My keys to victory for the Eagles, nothing crazy. And if you're a first-time listener, usually my keys to victory are a little bit more complex and a little bit more stats-based, but I really believe it's quite simple for this game. Stuff J.K. Dobbins and the rush game for the Broncos. He has been on a tear to start the year. He's averaging 5.7 yards per carry. I think if we can stop the run game, even if our offense is struggling, we can still win this football game. So that's my first key. And again, I know it sounds pretty simple, and this one's going to be even more simple. But just get either the passing or the rushing game going. Either or. Because Saquon Barkley and the Eagles' offensive line have not clicked immediately to start this year. He averaged like 2.5 yards per carry last game, and it was only like 3.9 the game before, something like that. It just hasn't gotten going like we would have liked to have seen, which is kind of crazy because if you look at the passing numbers, you would probably think that we are not 4-0 right now, but we are. So it's a good problem being at 4-0 like this. We just need to get one of these two going. I think these are 2 keys to victory that sound so simple, but if just we do these 2 things, I think we win. I really do. The Broncos are good. They're a solid team, but I think we're better even with our situation right now. I do think it's going to be a close game. My final prediction, Eagles win 27-22. Kind of a tight game. Maybe get a stop late. I'll recap out next week and preview out early on next week because the Eagles play the Giants on Thursday night at MetLife. So, MetLife turf. Please save us now. That's going to do it. I'll see you guys next week, and go Birds.